I'm Peter Gluckman. I'm the Chief Science Advisor to the Prime Minister of New Zealand and co-chair of the APEC's group of Chief Science Advisors and equivalents. I'm also a biomedical scientist, and so I welcome the opportunity to speak to you today, and I'm only sorry that I cannot join and participate in your meeting. The whole point of APEC is to promote collegiality and integration across the Asia-Pacific rim, and particularly to promote the lives and welfare of our citizens through promoting economic growth. And so we all know as scientists that science and science-based innovation are now playing a critical role in the growth of all our economies, and that the future health of our people will depend on robust economies and the application of innovation to create that knowledge, those processes, and those devices and so forth, which will make our people have better lives. If one looks at the world of innovation, there's no doubt that the Asia-Pacific Rim has become the dominant nexus of innovative capacity around the world. And when one looks at the scope of science-based innovation, medical innovation, biomedical innovation has had a remarkable capacity to keep on growing, to produce more drugs, more products, more knowledge, more devices, more computer programs that can aid the lives of our populations, both directly through the application of the knowledge and through the economic growth that comes from the better sale of products and services. But if we go further and think about it further, the Asia-Pacific Rim also has particular challenges in the health sector, which we must address. For example, it is Asia and the Asia-Pacific Rim that has the largest burden of diabetes, heart disease, and the other non-communicable diseases. There are cancers that are specific or more likely to occur in the Asia-Pacific region, and there are infectious diseases, such as dengue fever, which are a particular challenge to our peoples. And so, as the strength of our universities has grown in the Asia-Pacific Rim, and the strength of biomedical research in our countries has grown, the challenges come: how do we translate that knowledge from the laboratory to the public, and particularly to the private sector, to turn into those products and services that can ultimately impact on our populations. This business of technology transfer from the public research sector to the private sector is not straightforward. There is no country in the world that finds it easy. There are many challenges and there are many opportunities. We need to learn from each other. We need to learn from those institutions and those countries which seem to have done it better and more effectively. We need to recognise the multiple forms of technology transfer, from research collaboration to workforce development to licensing to spin-out companies, that we have to see as a complete suite in the interaction between the private sector and the public sector. And there are many things beyond science that are important if the transfer is to be successful. Particularly in the biomedical sector, there's lots of regulatory concerns that need to be met. There's legal, there's intellectual property, there's human factor research, commercial design, materials design. There are many aspects beyond just the biomedical knowledge with which so many of our universities are becoming so strong. And so the idea that the APEC region might focus on developing a training centre to enhance the commercialisation of biomedical sciences and biomedical knowledge from those places where it is not yet strong is a very clever idea. It's an idea of sharing experience and knowledge such that all of our member economies can do better in a world in which biomedical science can do much to improve the lives of our peoples through both the knowledge it gains and through the economic growth it can drive. And so I congratulate all those engaged in getting the project to this point. I hope that the development of the training centre and its various nodes serves those who are involved well. I hope that there are many shared experiences. I hope that this leads directly to those universities and those countries that have not been strong in biomedical innovation to be much stronger in the future. And I congratulate everybody, and I'm just sorry I cannot be there.